Stitchy Niche. I'm back for an update video. Today is Thursday, July 18th. It's been about 3 weeks since my last video, maybe 4, but it's been a while since my last video. So I hope everybody's been having lots of stitchy time since the last video, getting a lot of progress on those whips. I have. With it being so hot and humid, I don't do much outside after about 9 o'clock. Try to get out there in the morning and get everything done and then get back in the house. And try to spend some time doing crafting every day. With me not teaching this summer, that makes it a little bit easier to do that. But I keep finding things to do. I'm all into cleaning my house right now. Trying to come up with a good cleaning schedule. So if you're familiar with Fly Lady, I've been working the Fly Lady method this past week, and it's worked really well. My laundry room looks amazing. So does one of my bathrooms. So hopefully I'll get my house in order before the fall semester starts. I guess I'll just get into some plans from the video. What I'm hoping to get across in this video, which I've got a lot of things that I'm not very organized with. I'm going to talk about a life update / chicken update. I'm going to talk about my whips and what I've been working on. I will talk about my Jolly July progress and successes, and I'll talk about my future plans as well as show some of my other kind of crafting projects. I got a new haircut. It essentially looks like I just got it cut shorter. Marlene, Nicole, and Kathleen all gave me some advice on how to get it cut, and I took your advice, but I think my hairdresser was concerned that I didn't need a drastic change, so I think she said she cut it like one of the pictures, but she just cut it shorter. It is shorter in the back than normal, but you guys don't care about my haircut. Anyway, so that's my new hairdo. So it feels really good for the summertime. All right, so chicken update. All the babies are out in the big chicken house now. We moved them the weekend of the 4th, and they are all doing well. We have right around 30 chickens right now, and they all seem to get along pretty well. Most of them stay, the ones that don't, stay away from each other, but they look great. The little bitty ones, I'm going to give them another week before I let them loose. I have a little pen out there that I keep them in and keep them isolated from the big chickens. But I think I'll let them go this next week because they need to move around more. I'll insert a video here of the little ones right before they moved into the big chicken house. So I let them play around in the yard because they're cute. And I'll insert that video here. Don't bite them. Okay, so someone asked me about what my free chicken was. So when I ordered my chickens from the hatchery, if you order so many, they give you a free exotic or rare chicken. So I got this little gray puff ball of a chicken that was about twice as puffy and fluffy as the rest of them. So I was interested to see what she was going to be. And she is a blue laced red Wyandotte, which is a pretty chicken, and she is a pretty girl, and she's still fluffier than the rest of them. And you can see her, she's the only gray one in the video. So that's the chickens. Another thing that I've been sharing on Instagram is I found a mockingbird nest in our plum tree. And the tree, I can walk right up to it. The nest is about, this high, so I can just walk right up to it. Easy access, and the mockingbird parents are not, usually they're very aggressive, but so far I haven't been attacked by a mockingbird. And I've posted pictures on Instagram of the eggs, and then as the eggs were hatching, and I checked on them yesterday, and they all have their little eyes open. They're so cute. But I'll put a video and some pictures in here of my little mockingbird family. My former chair of my department is an ornithologist. He's retired now, but we're Facebook friends. And I posted pictures of the mockingbirds on Facebook as well, and he's given me all kinds of information. So apparently this is a second or a restart for these because of the time of the season. And they're doing well because all 4 hatched and all 4 are healthy. So we'll see how things progress. I'll keep you updated. Okay, so since my last video, I've had a couple of finishes. When I did the 24 hours of cross stitch in June, I was able to go through all of my whips and kind of find out where I was, if I really liked them, and kind of cleaned up that mess. And at that point, I think I had 68 whips. And I decided I am going to finish some of these projects because I'm really close to finishing some of them. So I kind of spent June working on some of these projects, and I have had some finishes. So I'm going to show you 2 of my finishes that I've had since my last video. So I finished Basketful of Summertime by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And I just love this. I stitched it on 40 count. I think it's Confederate Gray or Putty from Weeks Dye Works. And it is so cute. And I'm going to finish it the same way I did the Basketful of Wintertime, which I finished back, I think I finished this in 2018. But I'll just finish it as a pillow and have these all together. So that's my finish number 1. And my second finish I'm very excited about because it's a big one. I worked on this during the retreat that I talked about, and then I also finished it, worked on it the next week and just really worked hard to finish this project. Said that a lot. So I finished Garden Club by Blackbird Design. So it's the 12-part series. These are still available for the most part. There are a couple of them that are getting harder and harder to find, including this one here. But I stitched this all together on 40 count Autumn Blush from Silk Weaver, and I did my own silk conversion. So I just pulled silks that looked like the threads called for. I also personalized this for the different women in my life that were influential or important. There are a lot of important women in my life, but I picked out some to go to kind of highlight in this piece. And I'll go over that really quickly. So this first block is Basketful of Cherries. And the initial is a T for my mother. Her name is Tracy. The second is Apple Orchard. And that is a J for my paternal grandmother, my dad's mother, Jessie May. This third one is Honeybee. And at the bottom there by the bee skep is a Y for my Aunt Esselita. She was my dad's older sister. My dad was the youngest of 9, and there were 2 girls and 7 boys. Poor grandma. Okay. And then this is Sweet Home. This is the pattern that's harder to find. But this is my sisters Sharon and Bridget. I think this is Butterfly Garden. This middle one with the big butterfly. And there's an L in the middle for Lisha, the southern ladybug. I'm not sure what this one is. Maybe that's Tulip and Lily. Or is that, I think that is. And this is to highlight my important teachers. So the P is for Pat Bijot, who was my undergraduate kind of thesis advisor. And then down here is a B for Barbara Graham, who was my high school English teacher. I loved her. I love her still. She's a sweetheart. Okay, I believe this is Climbing the Trellis. I may be wrong on these, but this is a C, and down here's a K for my 2 best friends in high school, Christy and Candy. This middle one is the rarest flower. I keep saying the rarest bird, but it's the rarest flower, and that L is for Lisa Meffert, who was my graduate advisor. This is the Gardener, and there's a K down there by the urn. That's for Katrina. This one here, I can't remember what that one is, but that's for Teresa. You can see the T. This middle one is the fairy garden, and this is a C way down here for Cinnamon, who is my co-author. And then I changed. At first I said I was going to do this last block for my nieces, but they're not women and not really influential in my life, though I do love them. So I picked 3 influential and important ladies in my life from Flosstube. This is all in a row, and there's a K, an M, and an N for Kathleen of Kathleen's Trodden Trails, Marlene from Stitching by the Lake, and Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher, because I love those 3 ladies. So that's my finished project. I am going to get this framed next week, and I will show you what it looks like with the new frame on it. I am so happy to have this one done. It is a pretty one. It is a fast stitch too. It did not take me that long to do each one. I just kept putting it off and putting it off, but it is, again, one of my favorites. The Anniversaries of the Heart and this one are probably my 2 favorite Blackbird designs I've ever stitched. Okay, I also want to share with you some of the sewing projects that I've been doing other than cross stitching. I've got a couple of those, actually 3 of those I want to share with you. Over the past year, I've been working with Teresa. We've both been working on this. Working on a series that is being released through Primitive Quilts and Projects. It's a 4-part series on a needlework accessories. So the first one that we did was this little book. I guess they called it the Thread Keep. That this is the outside, and then the inside where you can keep your threads. And it comes with a little measuring tape and some needle minders. So that was our first project. That was in the winter, I think the winter issue, 2019. The second one was this sewing box, which is a covered paper mache box with this wool applique. So cute. And then inside this, we have the little scissor pouch, and then some mother of pearl thread winders. And I bought the kits from, I forget the name of the company, but I'll link it below. And then I got the whole set. So put that together, super cute. And I keep my little book in my box all together because it's cute that way. Didn't put the lid on right. So that was part 2. That was in the spring issue. And then summer issue, no, I guess it was spring, summer, because this is the fall issue. The fall issue is this notebook. So I've already ordered the kit and finished it. And the kit comes with everything, including the notebook. Now, originally, the bunny is jumping this way with the flowers here, but I didn't like that. So I changed the layout. So mine's a little different than the model. But this was really easy. It took me just a couple of hours to do that. Now, while I was looking at this and getting ready to order, there's another project in here that I loved. And I'm like, I just want to do this. So this is a little mug rug. So since Becca from My Stitchy Home sent me the mug rug back in the spring, I'm obsessed with these, and so I'm going to make this one. So I ordered the kit. The order, let's see, from Wool and Willow Designs is where I got the kit. And I've already done the applique block. I just have to go back and put all the lines in my pumpkin and then the little swirlies. And I've got the blocks cut out for the quilt part. I'll have that one done. So, love the colors of that. Super pretty. So that's kind of my wool applique projects that I've been working on. I also was watching the Desert Stitcher, and she was talking about a project that she was doing based on the influence of Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. And she was talking about the Jelly Roll quilt. It's called a Jelly Roll Race quilt. I'm like, I need to know about this because I bought this jelly roll at a quilt show and I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this thing now that you got it? You didn't get any matching fabric to go along with it. You only bought one jelly roll. What are you thinking? So when I heard about this from Desert Stitcher, I went and looked up the Missouri Star Quilt Company's video on the Jelly Roll quilt or Jelly Roll Race quilt, and I love the idea. It's super fast, super easy, and it makes a really cute quilt. So let me show you what mine looks like. I'm trying to find it. I just had it. Oh, it's right here. All right, so I guess I have to stand up again for this. So you just sew the strips together and then you fold them and fold them and fold them. I'll let the video tell you how to do that. But you end up with this really cute, easy rug. So I think I'm going to get this green Santa fabric to do the edging and the backing. And I'll have this little throw rug for Christmas. Isn't that cute? It took me about 45 minutes to do this one day. So that was fun. Thank you to Desert Stitcher and Julie for talking about that on your videos. So that is done. Almost done. And then the other thing I want to talk about are project bags. So in my last video, I talked about the fact that I'm making project bags. Teresa and I decided to do project bag exchanges each month. When I first started talking to Teresa about this, my idea is that I would do a different type of project bag each month. That way I could learn how to do all these different project bags. So the first month I gave her one of the vinyl front. Second month I gave her one of the So Much to Love type bags. And I've been making those now. So I've got several. Let me show you the ones that I have. So this is the one that I made Teresa last month. And I'm making these in green and red. And I have a few of these left in my Etsy shop. So I'm selling these if you're interested. They're super cute. But I want to show you what I did, because I think everybody needs to be humbled, and I needed to be humbled. So I got up the other morning because I had an order, for 3 of these bags. So I got up and I was just going to finish piecing them together. And this is the other color. It's the red. I love this. And do you notice anything strange about this? When you get to a certain point, you square everything up. You probably should have coffee before you do it, because there's no zipper pull. I cut the zipper without opening it up. So I got to go and rip all this out and fix this. But if you're interested in the green or the red, I do have these in my Etsy shop, Jen's Stitching Niche. This month, I wanted to try something different because, you know, I love a challenge. So I was going to make this one for Teresa. It's called a Classmate. I got this pattern at the quilt store that is next door to, or in the same shopping center as Silver Needle. If you've been to the Silver Needle retreats, there's a quilt store next to where the retreat area is. And I picked this up and I made one for myself years ago. This is my little project bag. And it's super cute. It's not for big projects, it's for small projects, but it's really cute because when you open it up, it's got all these little pockets. I use this for my Lizzie Kate type things, small ones. It's got a little pocket for your pencils. So this is what I wanted to make for Teresa. So I found some fabric when I was in Franklin, Tennessee that reminds me of Teresa. It's got berries. Teresa likes strawberries and berries. So that's what I was going to do. And I was almost finished. We were supposed to have these done on the 15th, and I was almost finished, ready to give this to Teresa, and I ran out of the right fabric because I was using fat quarters, and you're supposed to buy them by the half yard. But I was working it. So I've got to find the last bit to do the edging around it. But we're all crafters here, so you can see the almost finished part. So this is what Teresa's will look like, except it will have this blue binding all the way around. So when you open it up, look at all those berries. So we've got a zipper pocket here with a vinyl front, and I've switched to the kind of, what is it? It's not the clear vinyl, it's the hazy vinyl. And then there's a little zipper pocket over here, and little pouches for her pencils. So it's going to be super cute. I just have to finish, I've got to go finish that last bit of fabric. So I've got the fabric now, I just have to cut that and make the binding. But isn't that a cute one? So nice. Okay, I should give it to her like that because she likes wabi-sabi. I'll put the binding on it. Okay, so that's my sewing projects up to this point. Okay, while I'm talking about project bags, there's something else I want to share with you. So I have an Etsy shop, Jen's Stitching Niche, and I sell cross-stitch supplies. And I love doing it. I've talked about it in my last video. I love packaging up things, and every day I go and I print out the orders, and I go and I get all the stuff and package them up and mail them off. And every now and then I make mistakes. I hate to admit it, but I'm not perfect. And especially when we've got many designers who have charts that have similar names, or multiple designers that have charts that have the same name, that's usually when I make mistakes. Well, I had an order from a customer, and she had ordered July by the Cricut collection. I mailed her July from Prairie Schooler because they look very much the same. I know the words are different, but still very much the same. Well, I'd taken all that to the post office and mailed it, and then later that day, for some reason, I started thinking about it and realized I made a mistake. So I contacted her, and I said, look, I mailed you the wrong chart. I mailed you July from Prairie Schooler, not July from Cricut Collection. I will send you the correct chart. I am so sorry for the mix-up. And she was super nice and mailed me back the wrong one, which I didn't ask her to do. I usually don't ask for that because, you know, it's my mistake. Well, when I got the package from her, I also got a project bag. And I love it. It is so cute. She also has an Etsy shop. It's called Stick Horse Designs. It's Tammy. This is her card. And she makes these project bags. So if you're interested in a project bag from Tammy from Stick Horse Designs, I'll put a link below, and I will put a special code that you can use to get 10% off from one of her project bags. It's good through the end of July. So thank you, Tammy. I really, really love this. This made my day. All right, so even though I have 60-something whips, 70-something now after Jolly July, I haven't been working on very many since I finished the Garden Club series. The one that I have been working on is my Brenda Gervais Start for July, which is One Starry Christmas Eve. I love it, and I love it even more, though I have not stitched very much. But this is my progress. This is it. This is it. This is on 46 count Aztec Red, and I'm using, it calls for Belle Soie, which I don't have a lot of Belle Soie. So what I did is I matched it, to the silks that I do have. And the black that I'm using was a Stitchy Box. It's called Vintage Newsprint. And it looks great, on this red. Isn't that pretty? But it goes this way, sorry. So I need to get back to this one. It is so pretty. So that's really the only whip that I've been working on other than my ornaments, which I'm going to show you my Jolly July progress now. so the next thing I want to talk about is Jolly July. So Priscilla and Chelsea have talked about this on their video, and Jolly July is that we start a new ornament each day of July. And I decided I was going to do that because why not? And so I've started a new ornament every day this month. Doesn't mean I've gotten very far on them, but what I'm going to do is show you the first 17 that I've started. So I've got my notebook and make sure I'm trying to keep up with this. So I'll do the best I can with keeping this organized. My original plan was to do as many ornaments out of the ornament issue as possible, but kind of got bored with that after about 12 days. So I switched, and you'll see that when I discuss it. So on day 1, I started with, and this is out of Just Cross Stitch, the ornament issue. This is 2006. I started with this Quaker Strawberry from Blackbird Designs, and that's my progress. So not very much, but it's a start. Okay, let's see, how am I going to keep this organized? On day 2, I started the Christmas Cardinal in the same issue by Lottie Da. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. And you can see that I'm very close to that. I just have to work on the scarf. So maybe one more night and I'll have that finished. Day 3 was out of a newer issue. Can't remember what issue, but it was, what is it called? Christmas Eve Delivery by the Frosted Pumpkin. So I finished that one. That's so cute. Took me a couple of days to do that one. Day 4, I went back to the 2006 issue, and I worked on one that I've been wanting to stitch for years, and it's this Little House Needlework pear tree. And I got one pear done. That's it. But it started. On day 5, I started, what is it called? Christmas Basket Ornament from Theron Traditions. I think it's in this one. Yes, this is the 1999 issue. So this is the ornament. And this is my progress. I have one berry. Well, one berry. So that's okay though. On day 6, I did the Britter Cup. Where is it? Oops, I've lost it. Well, oh, it's on the floor. I did the Britter Cup Consumed by Gifts, and I finished it as well. So that's 2 finishes in 6 days. So 3rd. On day 7, I started another cardinal. This is another bird. It's this one right here, which is from Birds of a Feather. So it's a double-sided and you fold it in half. So that's my progress. Okay. 7, day 8. So Ink Circles had started these stained glass pieces. This is in the 2010, and I love this, but I don't want to stitch all that background. So I'm doing mine on a piece of opalescent, and I'm just going to do the tree. So that's my progress. Super cute. Day 9, I did another one of Ink Circles. It's the stained glass mistletoe, and I'm going to do the whole thing because it's really pretty, and I haven't made very much progress on that. On day 10, I did a Lizzie Kate up on the treetops, and I got a finish. That was really easy. Day 11 is a plum Street. I think it is. It's in one of these that I've already shown you. Let me see. It's called Love and Joy. Because that rooster. And that's my progress. Not much, but it's a start. Okay, I kind of got lost, so let me go back. Day 12 was Joyful Santa from Homespun Elegance, and that's what it looks like. This is in the 2015 issue, and that's my progress. And then day 13, I'm stitching this Merry Christmas from Samplers Not Forgotten, and I have very little progress. That's just the M. Okay, and at that point, I was done with the magazines. I wanted to try something different. So I started going through my stash and pulling out projects from my stash that were ornaments. So I actually went through and pulled everything that I had that would look like an ornament, and that's what I was working with. So on day 13, I worked on Noel. Excuse me, day 14, I worked on Noel from Lizzie Kate, and I got a pitiful start, but it's a start. Day 15, I worked on this Nutcracker slide pocket from Just Nan, because I have a bunch of these Just Nan, and this is a good excuse to get them done. And so that's my progress. It's just the outline for the first panel. On day 15, I worked on a Homespun Elegance. This is Joyous Heart, and I'm doing the over 2 version, and I actually started it and finished it. So that's, and I'm going to FFO this just like the model, make a little heart-shaped pillow. And then day 17, which was yesterday, I started the Mill Hill Jim Shore Santas. So I have 4 of this set. There's 5 in the set, and I have 3 of them. So I started this one, and I got a lot of progress. I actually got more, but I messed up. I had his shoulder, this red and his shoulder, but I had to pick that out. So, oh well. So that's my progress up to this point. And my plans are to keep doing what I'm doing, keep working on these different projects that I have in my stash. So this is I'll show you the ones I'll be stitching the rest of July. So most of them are these Just Nan. I'm going to do the Gingerbread Garden Cube, Just Nan Gingerbread Jingle Mouse, the Just Nan Gingerbread Mrs. Santa Mouse. Isn't that cute? And I've got Mr. Santa. Oh, wait a minute. That's Mrs. Santa. Oh, somewhere I have Mr. Santa. Anyway, here's the Gingerbread Mouse Reindeer Stocking, Cardinal Tweet. Here's Santa, Gingerbread Santa Mouse, and then just the Gingerbread Mouse. And then Christmas Mouse in a House. So I'm going to work on all of these. I also have 3 more of the Mill Hill Santas. Glad Tidings Santa, Cozy Christmas Santa, and Christmas Santa, Christmas Spirit Santa. And I'll work on those. And then the last set that I'll work on is the 3 stockings from the stocking series from Blackbird Design. So there's 3 of those, and I'll start those 3. So that should round out July and my Jolly July. It's been fun, and hopefully these are things that I can take with me on trips and stitch on and get some quick finishes. One of the things that happened though, if you notice a lot of these little Just Nan, I get them from Cross Stitch Peddler, my LNS in Alabama. Well, I actually bought 2 of these gingerbread Mrs. Santa Mouse. So this is going to be my giveaway for this this video. So in the comments below, tell me if you participated in Jolly July and how many ornaments did you start. Okay? And just make sure you answer that, you know, yes, I participated in Jolly July. No, I didn't participate in Jolly July. And I will draw on the 31st for this. My last video, I did a drawing for the 3 copies of the Summer Alphabet from Lizzie Kate. And I did the drawing on the 5th of July. And I did do the drawing, and then I posted, I'm sorry, there's a lot of shuffling. I posted my to the winners on the last video, just posted something to their comments, but I haven't heard back from them. But the 3 winners were Donna Dorman, Kawoo, C-A-W-O-O 43, and Crazy for Cross Stitch. You 3 are my winners for my last giveaway. I'll put my email below, and you can just send me your information so I can get those mailed to you. If I don't hear from those winners by the end of July, then I'll just redraw from that same set of comments. So that is my plans for the rest of July. And that's probably all I'm going to do, is work in my craft room on sewing projects and then do these ornaments. My last segment is I'm going to bring back the enabler leaderboard. I did this on a few of my earlier videos this year, and then I haven't really been enabled to buy things by people lately, but I have a big one that I gotta report on. So there's a new leader in the enabler leaderboard, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to displace her, because when she influenced and enabled, boy did she do a great job. So let me turn around and find this, what she did. So back in March, I picked up Chatelaine's The Poison Garden Mandala on my own accord because I wanted it. I didn't think I'd stitch it in the near future because it's expensive to get all of these. Well, Lisha, the Southern Ladybug, sent me a message that said, hey, European Cross Stitch is giving you this amount of discount if you order with this code. And so, like an idiot, I just went on and ordered it. So I got my kit for the Poison Garden Mandala thanks to Lisha. So that puts Lisha at the lead of the enablers. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you're going to be able to displace her. This is a big purchase. Goodness, Lisha. So new leader on the leaderboard. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for visiting with me. If you're interested in checking out my Etsy store, please do so. It's Jen Stitching Niche. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll hope to get back maybe by the end of this month, early August. If not, enjoy the rest of July, and I hope you have a lot of stitching time. Thanks for visiting. Bye.